Then we gonna move on real quick to this new thing that's going on called the Patriot Games. And I'm gonna bring up our friend, our president of the United States to speak on the Patriot Games. Let's hear what he got to say real
In my
quick.
campaign for president, I pledged to give America the most spectacular birthday party the world has ever seen for America's 250th anniversary on July 4th next year. Already, we've had big celebrations to commemorate the 250th birthdays of the Army, the Navy, and the United States Marines, but there is much, much more to come. We're going to have a good time. As we ring in 2026, Americans across the nation will see the iconic Washington Monument illuminated with festive birthday lights to honor the start of this historic anniversary year. Then, from June 25th to July 10th of next year, we will host the Great American State Fair on the National Mall, featuring pavilions from all 50 states, highlighting breathtaking innovations and celebrating America's exceptional history and culture. Frankly, you'll never see anything like it, and you'll never see anything like it again. In the fall, we will host the first ever Patriot Games, an unprecedented 4-day athletic event featuring the greatest high school athletes, one young man and one young woman from each state and territory. But I promise there will be no men playing in women's sports. You're not going to see that. You'll see everything but that. As I first announced in 2020, we will build the National Garden of American Heroes featuring statues of all time greatest Americans. And we will build a triumphal arc as we celebrate 250 years of American freedom. We are the only major city. We are the only major capital. We are the only major place without a triumphal arc, a beautiful triumphal arc, one like in Paris where they have the a beautiful arc in Paris. They call it the Arc de Triomphe. And we're going to have one in Washington, D.C. very soon. Construction will start in the very near future. And next spring, we will host a major prayer event on the National Mall to rededicate our country as one nation under God. We're not changing that. There are a lot of people who would like to see it. It'll never happen. And on Flag Day, we will have a one-of-a-kind UFC event here at the White House. It'll be the greatest champion fighters in the world, all fighting that same night. The great Dana White is hosting, and it's going to be something special. But all of this is just a beginning. 2026 will be a celebration of America like no other, honoring our nation in all of its glory. To help carry out these exciting plans, we have created a new public private partnership. It's called Freedom 250. Working with states, companies, and organizations across the country, we will renew the patriotism, pride, and pioneering spirit of America and lay the groundwork for the next 250 years of independence and freedom. This will be a time like you've never had in your lives. America 250. Thank you. I love you all.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Sports betting is here, Missouri. Unlock a huge 365.
Stop. 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 I'm out of here, coach. Okay. Interesting. Wow, that was a lot.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I mean, that was so we're gonna keep this simple and focus on the Patriot Games. I have mixed emotions on a lot of that, but we're gonna save those emotions for another time. I think the Patriot Games is what needs to be talked about here because what exactly did he mean by that? A
yeah.
competition where there will be one woman and one man victor. This sounds a lot like a certain story that was pretty popular when I was growing up, The Hunger Games.
Yeah, man. Is there gonna be we got the 50 districts. We gonna have a bloodbath and we gonna have one sacrifice. Is that what we doing from now on, coach? Because I'm
Yeah.
glad I'm not of age anymore to be a part of it. I do not volunteer as tributes.
I am not of age or of shape, I will say, and let me just, premise this. I think, I am really hoping that they just do this Olympic style, or maybe they do some sort of combine, or I don't know, like, what competition really cap encapsulates the skills of every athlete from their suited, sport, because he said one man and one woman from every state type Hunger Game situation, like type shit. I mean, how do you plan on encapsulating a whole different spectrum of athletes into one competition? Because I mean, what are you going to pull a 280-pound lineman from Georgia and put it up against a 100-pound track star from Vermont? How's that going to work?
Yeah, I don't know. I think what I would guess is they might have like preliminaries to enter this in their own state, and I think they will announce that in the coming months of what these games preliminaries will be, hopefully. Or they just I don't know how you pick the person. Is it like a vote? Is it I mean, that's a whole thing in itself,
Probably a
but
committee. Probably a committee picked from him, which I would assume.
yeah, true, 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 true.
Probably. I mean, like, how do you but, like, DeAndre, how do you determine who is gonna participate in this? I mean, and listen, he made that, comment that there'll be no men playing women's sports, but if this is a competition for 50 people, I mean, are you gonna be I mean, I guess he's not crossing genders, but,
Well, I
like,
think it's like 50 men and 50 women.
yeah, but, like, how exactly do you determine a greatest athlete out of 50 people coming from different sport backgrounds?
Yeah, no, I think it's kind of be like a decathlon setting, like with the track that does like javelin, and you do 100-meter dash, and you do hurdles, and you do shot put. So this is what I think. I think this is what he gonna do. Trump, he's trying to find things to breathe. We've been real decisive as a country the last few years.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to bring people together. I do appreciate him trying to bring people together in that kind of athletic swim. What brings everybody together? Sports.
Yeah,
Oh,
Unity's great.
cool.
Unity's great, but, I mean, I could see him just totally telling this group of people, do a lap around the monument, and whoever wins, you're the best in the US." I mean, this could be I mean, that was a terrible example, but at the same time, like, this seems a lot like, to me, trying to word this properly, it doesn't seem like a good idea. I mean, you look at athletics in the deeper picture of it, and what makes it so beautiful, what makes it so great, is that you have different sports, right? You have different sports, you have different backgrounds, you have different types of athletes. Some people are fast, some people are strong, some people have more mental clarity. But at the same time, how are you really going to be able to showcase that and crown a Mr. and Mrs. America when how I'm just very, very curious to see how he incorporates a competition that determines that into his plans, because it doesn't really seem possible off the top of my head.
Yeah, nah, it's definitely something that's I don't know who's gonna be in charge of putting this thing together. I mean, and then is this a ticketed event too? Is it only gonna be on TV? Like all these little things that come into my head because it's everything at the bot. We a country of what's the word about money? What's the money? A capitalist country. We are a capitalist country. And where's the bottom dollar coming from? Is this going to be taken out of our taxes to support these games? Because if so, I don't support it.
Yeah, no.
So, and then what's the goal? There has to be a reason we do things. I'd see the value of competition and whatnot. People could say, "What's the point of playing sports?" Well, money, capitalism. And so, what's the not the goal of playing sports, but like that's just what our country was founded on playing these sports essentially. There hasn't been a new major sport in our country in I don't even know how many years, but I think I try and
Wasn't
be
it
optimistic about these type of things and what's the point and what's the thing. Maybe it's something new, maybe it's something that's been thought of for a long time. Who knows? The government keeps all these secrets from us. I think the competition aspect of it, maybe we're going to see kind of like Squid Games. We're going to see elementary games being played at the highest level. So we're going to see like jump rope, pull ups, sit ups, um, maybe put 145 pound or 135 pounds, whoever can do that the most times. I think it has in my head it would be something like that. Maybe it's playing recess games, as in I don't know. You can't play kickball one on one. Maybe there's some team games involved, you know? Maybe, I don't know. I don't know, coach. Some high schoolers too.
Is this just gonna be like a field day type of thing
Yeah.
where
What
they
is it?
do
What we doing,
they do
coach?
belly bumpers and I don't know. I think
Oh,
there's a lot of ways they can do this. Obviously there's a lot of like really dystopian concepts you could probably come up with here, but such as a Squid Games. However, I mean, I'd like to think that hopefully it's a controlled type competition. Nothing too you really can't do physical because I mean actually well, I guarantee you that's what a lot of the American people would like to see controversially, but like at the same time, I just don't really I'm really curious to see how this one pans out, DeAndre. I really
they
have
yeah.
feelings.
They've been watching a lot of Netflix physical 100 settings, and they trying to do something like that. We don't have that. They got physical 100 on Netflix. They got the Squid Game that's based in originally Korea, and they got all these other shows on Netflix. They got a physical 100 that's all the Asian countries competing against each other. So I don't know what it's going to be. Maybe they're taking stuff off that, but who knows? But we'll see what's happening. So hopefully Missouri shows up and shows out. That's all I got to say. Missouri, we cannot get last place. Anything but last place, you know?
Well, actually, you know what? I think that should be something we should. That's a great question here. Who is coming in last and who's coming in first? I'd like to say New Jersey is probably a front runner to do very well
I say
in this
Texas, probably
competition.
the best. Texas or Florida.
I mean,
That's because they got more. I don't know.
first place I think is too much of a toss up, but last place,
No, last place. I think that's
Idaho.
yeah,
The hell's coming out of Idaho?
Wyoming maybe.
Yeah,
Wyoming.
Wyoming.
Maybe like Mississippi probably or something like that.
I don't know about Mississippi. I'd say
Rhode
like
Island, Rhode Island maybe.
Maine. Maine.
Maine's a good one.
Maine's a good one.
Say we got some bottom feeder picks, but the high feeder picks, that's we got a lot of quality states. We got a quality states and quality cities.
Assuming
Yeah.
that athletes are picked, we need to make a bracket and predict the winner just based off of like state biasy. I mean, or state bias. I mean, I actually do. I don't hate this idea for a few reasons. I don't like it for a few reasons, but it's controversial to say the least. And I think that it'll be very fun to cover when this does happen. We will be absolutely uploading things about this when this is coming out. But I think
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see how this goes. Like, this is definitely out of everything we talked about today. I think this is the biggest gray area of what the future looks like in terms of an event. Like
Yeah. We
we
have no deep.
we don't know who's going to win the college football playoff, but we can make some smart predictions. Same with the NFL Super Bowl. But I mean, who the hell's winning the Hunger Games of America?
I don't know, coach. But if whoever wins it gets to give a prize, everyone gets a stipend from the state. Come on now, I'm gonna be rooting hard, get my Missouri flag on, or I guess New York. I don't know, whichever. I still have a Missouri license, so I guess I have to root for Missouri. But we'll see, coach. It's gonna be interesting. I'm excited. I'm actually interested to hear more of the details on this, and I'm actually curious to see what this monument they're gonna build. Because if you heard him, he said, "I know Paris got the Eiffel Tower. United States the only country that doesn't have a defining arc, which we have the St. Louis arc, coach. What's up with that? You
I
disrespecting
mean, that's
St.
pretty
Louis?
cool. I mean,
Yeah.
we got a few monumental figures or places, I should say, right? If they do
We
have some sort of monument, I'm
He
just
said
hoping,
they're building one.
I'm just hoping it's something that creates unity, something that's not controversial. That's all I'm asking.
Yes, please.
Something that
We need
makes sense.
please put like a big giant statue of Michael Jordan somewhere. Everyone likes Michael
Well,
Jordan,
one of
right?
those already exists outside of Bowles Arena, I believe,
Oh
but
yeah.
or United Airlines Arena, I think it's what it's called. Yeah,
Yeah, they got a statue of him, but I don't know, maybe like I don't know what the statue would be. Maybe we could get a statue of some money, the money statue or something like that. Everyone wants that.
You know,
But that's
I personally want to see a Mark Sanchez statue. I think that'd be hilarious.
Mark Sanchez. That's a great one. We're just yeah. I think Mark, the common American of getting in trouble of one way, shape, or fashion would be. But
It symbolizes, you know, it symbolizes flaw in personality. You know, but jokes aside, I think this video was definitely an interesting one. There's a lot of, you know, controversial things in this video we will not be covering here today, but I think of the few things we can pick from it, I'm excited to see what happens.
yeah, we gonna keep our eyes and ears pinned to the streets and see what's going on with the president in these games, because there's always games being played by the government. But that's for another day. That's for another day.